What is your relationship with time? Are you wired and tired, stressed and overwhelmed, busy and going nowhere? Or just want to scale your business? Welcome to Take Back Time with your host, Penny Zenker. Penny focuses on books, strategies, tools, and tips to help you work smarter and approach your time more strategically. As a result, you can have more energy, focus, and get more done in less time. Be more efficient and effective. Get ready to take back time.
Hello, and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker, and I'm your host. Today, we're going to talk about resistance. We're going to talk about what it looks like and also what it's costing us. And I'm going to endeavor in a challenge, and I'm going to invite you to join me in that challenge. Before I share more about that, I want to tell you how I came up with this topic for today. So this past week, I've been in kind of a funk, and I've been getting up early so that I can work with my development team who's working on a new upgrade to my software, and things just haven't been going well. We haven't been getting the results that we were expecting, and it's taking a lot longer. Communication is difficult, and it's left me a little bit frustrated. And when we focus on our frustrations and we stay in that place, it affects everything that we do, especially because that's my first thing in the morning. So it kind of taints my day. And I guess I didn't really realize the effect that it was having until I went to my workout this morning. And I could tell that I wasn't as resilient. I wasn't as present. I was feeling drained. And so when I'm pushed by my trainer, I'm not having that resilience that gets me to kind of lean in to the workout. It's more of a resistance of me fighting against the workout. And, I'm using the workout as a metaphor for everything in our life, because when we're in resistance, it makes everything that we do harder. And that's how it relates to take back time, because wherever we create resistance, we're making it harder for ourselves to get things done. We're making it harder to be happy, to be in a place of joy, to be in a place of peace, to be present. And so that's why I wanted to share this morning, because there was a realization. My trainer is a really funny guy. And so he makes training with him with this fun banter back and forth. And so one of the things that he said to me, because I must have been whining a little bit, which is sometimes what we do when we're feeling drained and when we're really not feeling resilient, let's put it that way. He said, "I can rent you my crying towel." And that made me laugh. And it also made me think, what would it be if we had to pay every time that we had a complaint, every time we had a criticism, every time we judged somebody or judged ourselves, right? Because all of those things create resistance. When we get defensive, when somebody's sharing feedback, that's resistance. And all that resistance does is it keeps us from being present. It keeps us from leaning into the situation and going with the flow and finding a solution faster. Or in this case, being more resilient to do my workout more effectively and to kind of just be there and be present and be in the workout. So I want you to think about that, because I thought, I wonder if I were to have to pay, right? I had to rent the crying towel. And I know that that's just a joke, but I was really thinking about it in reality. If we had to pay, would we complain less? Would we judge ourselves less if we really had to pay? If it physically came out of our pocket? And I want you to know something, is we do pay. We pay every day. Whenever we complain, we criticize, we judge ourselves or others, we are paying. There is a cost to us. There's a cost to our relationship. There's a cost to our health. There's a cost to our productivity and our results that we're creating. Because when we create that resistance, we're just bringing more of that in. We're building more and more resistance, which is keeping us from the very things.
Distractions are the enemy of productivity. Go to distractionquiz.com and find out your distraction profile. Are you a time zombie or a hamster? Take this free distraction quiz today to rate your ability to focus on what keeps you from being a wizard. Go to distractionquiz.com.
That we want. So it is costing us. So this whole thing just brought me to a different level of thinking this morning and said, you know what I want to do, because I am a little bit in this funk. and I want to pull myself out of it, is I want to be more conscious of when I'm going into that unproductive type of thinking or speaking, any type of complaining, criticizing, judging. I want to be aware. So in order to do that, I'm going to take a challenge, and I'm going to invite you to join me with this challenge as well. And that challenge is I'm going to put a jar on my desk. And every time I make a complaint or I criticize or I judge, I'm going to put a nickel, a dime, $1, depending on how big it is and how many times I'm doing it, right? If you're making the same complaint over and over again, then double the amount that you're putting in the jar each time, so that we can see at the end of the week, how much do we put in that jar? What is it costing us? So that it becomes a physical reminder, a visual reminder of what it's costing us. That could be our health that's in that jar. That could be our cells that are deteriorating, that are becoming cancerous because of what we're feeding it, what we're feeding our body and our brain. It could be the results that we're missing. It could be the relationships that are breaking, because we do have a cost when we're not present, when we're not resilient. And so all of these things, they create resistance. These ways of thinking, these ways of being, they create resistance. And so our job is to make it what I call, in my TEDx that I did, I said making the unconscious conscious, because these are things that just happen unconsciously, right? Our brain is in autopilot and we're just like zombies, and we just go along with whatever we're thinking. And it's up to us to take control of our mind and to be deliberate in everything that we do, deliberate in what we say and what we think, so that we can get the results that we really want. And so this is going to help us in this challenge. And it doesn't have to go on for just a week, but let's check in after a week and see how it's brought that unconscious conscious, to see where is it costing you and how is it costing you. And then continue to use that if it's valuable for you. And hey, you could do it as a family. You can do it as a company, right? This doesn't have to be just contained within yourself. Open up the challenge to others in your life, because this is a way to, once we create that unconscious and make it conscious, now that awareness allows us to make a change. We can shift it. Then when we recognize ourselves saying those things and we recognize it faster, then we can reframe it and change it faster. And before you know it, the faster you recognize it and the faster you reframe it to something else, then what happens is it starts to be in light speed. And before words come out of your mouth, you've already reframed it in your head, right? So before you make a complaint and say, whatever, this person doesn't know what they're doing. So instead of that, is this person is doing the best they can. Or this was a misunderstanding, right? As opposed to criticizing somebody for doing it on purpose, if that's what you're saying. Or judging yourself and saying something to yourself like, there, you did it again. Maybe you could say, what did I learn from this? So very quickly, you can take those words of judgment, of resistance, of criticism, of complaining, and you can shift them. And you can only do that by creating awareness. So this challenge is going to help you to create that awareness, to take a look at where you're creating resistance in your life and open up a new door so that you can get what you want faster, and so you can take back time. So that's the challenge. I look forward to hearing your results. Please do share it on Facebook and contact me. Let me know how this challenge went for you and what it meant for you, for your family, for your business. And I'm going to keep you guys informed as well as to what my results were. Because I can only bring the challenge to you. What you do with it now is up to you. Put it into practice and take back time. This is Penny Zanker, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening. Today's topic is another opportunity for you to put the knowledge you learned into practice. Tune in again next week for more strategies that will help you have more energy and focus to get more done in less time, so you can continue to take back time.